named for my good buddy here, Big John Richards, who picks a beer from one of Barley's 72 or so taps. Wow.
It's almost always 72 taps.
It's pretty much, they only have so many taps, and it's pretty much 72. But we're pretty deep into the shooting day today, so forgive me. Yeah, forgive my whatever. Coming to you somewhat live from the Bird Whiskey Studios.
Less and less live.
Yeah, as the day drags on, it's less and less live.
Carry on.
From the Beer Whiskey Studios, high atop Barley's Tap Room on Washington Street in tremendous downtown Greenville, South Carolina, I'm Russ Heaps, and welcome to this episode of Big John and Five, named for my good buddy here, Big John Richards, who picks a beer from one of Barley's 72 or so taps. Wow.
It's almost always 72 taps.
It's pretty much, they only have so many taps, and it's pretty much 72. But we're pretty deep into the shooting day today, so forgive me. Yeah, forgive my whatever. But 72 taps, or 50 or 60 cans and bottles. We sniff them, we sip them, we get bits about them. John fills us in on a little bit of information about the brewery. Sometimes he dazzles us with some brewing history. And
sure, what was coming after that?
And I'm really playing this up. and we drink some beer. And you probably realize that at this point, because we've been doing this and drinking beer, and actually some whiskey, because we've done 2 whiskey episodes as well.
We've been busy little bees.
We have, and we got a slow start today, and it was.
If you see them setting up the bar behind us, it's because they are.
Yeah, that's because they are, because we got a slow start. But we're going to do one more.
One more for all the marbles.
Yeah.
It's good luck when the phone rings during the episode.
Yes, it always is. So, John, what are we drinking?
So we're drinking a Creature Comforts beer called Automatic. We're drinking a Creature Comforts beer called Automatic.
Answer the phone.
That's probably one of the things that actually gets cut out.
Yeah, that will get cut.
All right, so Creature Comforts is one of our kind of shining stars in the South right now. They're one of the best breweries in the South. Evidenced by the fact they made it into a Marvel movie, no less than Thor himself.
Is that
was
right?
Spotted drinking a Creature Comforts beer.
How do you do that kind of product placement?
Right.
So the
fun part is, one of them, and it might have been Feige himself, was drinking beer in Atlanta and had a Creature Comforts beer and went, "This is amazing. We're putting this in our movie." I don't think Creature Comforts paid a dime for it. I think they just said, "Okay."
Wow.
As any of the rest of us would do if we were approached to be in a Marvel movie. So yeah, this is Thor approved beverage.
If they approached me, I'd say, I'm only going to do it if I'm Iron Man.
Oh.
I don't want to be an extra.
You might win that.
I don't want to be a smiling face on the side. I want to be Iron Man.
Except that they now have Riri, but you probably wouldn't win it anymore. But
Well,
you might have had a chance at it.
I could have had a shot, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Although I think I'm probably older than Robert Downey Jr., so
Probably.
I'm not sure.
You don't have to be like father of Iron Man.
like the
But I think they already established who that is.
what was the Han Solo? Not the Han.
I don't know where we're going with this now. I thought we were going to.
We're going to be cutting a lot of shit out of
I
this.
thought we were going to Father of Frankenstein or something, and he brings up Han Solo.
Yeah, no. The The Adventurer.
Are we still talking about Star Wars?
No.
Indiana Jones? The Peanut
Yes,
Gallery brought up
yes.
Indiana Jones.
James, you're welcome. You're welcome to come over. No, you are actually.
Now we can afford you.
Yes. Now, come on over.
I've never seen myself for
Yeah.
Yeah, James is one to let the phone ring for far, far too long. But anyway, yeah, in the Indiana Jones thing where the dad
was Sean Connery. Yeah. It's like Indiana Jones 14 and a half or something. I don't know.
But Shia LaBeouf on it?
Yeah, but I don't think he was the father.
No,
The son, they were moving
he was
Yeah.
the father. Was
Sean Connery
it was almost
was Indiana
religious. The
Jones'
father
dad.
and the son.
This relates to beer.
It doesn't.
It relates to you.
Yeah.
Heard.
Wow. We get that a lot wherever we go, pretty much. So,
As it happens, we don't cut shit out of this.
I don't know where we are in this thing.
We're still talking about creature comforts because we got to start talking about Marvel.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
how I'm practicing to be an old man, so I have to be able to bring the story.
That's right. That's how it all
Right.
came into it.
So this is a 5% pale ale that they call like their description of it is like modern and reliable. It's a ridiculous way to describe a beer, but kind of a very fun way. Anyway, I think that what they're trying to say is that it's kind of traditional, kind of hazy and modern. It's sort of they're trying to create something that sort of bridges the gap, and I'm glad for them to do that because.
Well, it's dry. It's a hoppy dry.
As we all know, I'm not a big fan of hazy beers, IPAs in particular.
Yeah, but this is not a fruit.
No. So this is
This is a dry.
this has I'm not going to come up with hop varieties. They were in my head before we started, but now we've been through Thor and everybody else, and I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's way worth. I can't
But-
even imagine what it's going to be like trying to edit this.
It's going to be an adventure.
It will be.
But no, this is and this may be, it's been around me and on tap a bunch of places in the last 6 months, and I don't know that I've tried it yet. So I'm kind of excited to actually, I think I'm going to be trying this
I've
the
been
first
sipping
time.
it.
I know, and that's okay, because I'm going to sip it while you talk.
Did we actually toast? Did we do the?
So
I,
yeah.
I don't remember. Text me slowly. And all God's children.
Amen. Oh, that's real nice. Yeah, there's a really nice grapefruity thing in there. That's probably
But
what I
it's
would call.
all
But I would
subdued.
call that the backbone.
But it's all subdued.
Yeah, everything sort of plays around that grapefruit. There's some tropical stuff going on in there. There's some grainy. If you told me there was wheat in this beer, I believe you. There's a little bit of that sweetness to it. I don't know whether there is or not. I couldn't find ingredients on the Creature Comforts website, and I didn't do a deep dive before we started this episode. So
He's easily bamboozled, though. So.
I'm easily distracted. That's for sure. But no, this is real nice. And this is a real nice sunny day beer. It's light, but it's still firm.
What's the ABV?
5%.
Okay, yeah. I'm thinking this is a beer you could sit outside in the
Yeah.
summer and drink and drink and drink.
As you
and
should.
drink.
As you should.
Yeah,
Russ will correct me if that 5% was wrong, but I think it's right.
yeah. If it turns out to be wrong, I'll throw it up on the screen. But I got to tell you that
Oh, man.
this is not you. It's a little hazy, but it does not come across
It
as
does not.
hazy.
It does not drink with that juicy
Right.
flavor. It's
Right.
not
It's
acidic
dry.
in any way.
It's dry.
It's just dry and clean.
Yep.
And Creature Comforts is leading the way on some of these really good, well-balanced beers. Their Tropicalia, I think, is one of the best half a dozen IPAs on the planet right now. And I think that's the beer Thor was drinking, but I'm not positive about that. And they've got one of the first things I remember ever having from them was a cucumber lime gosa sour thing. That was one of the
And you
most.
thought that was good?
That was one of the most refreshing things I've ever tasted. Ever tasted. Beer, tea, whiskey,
Were you-
mixed drinks, anything.
Were you-
That was.
Were you lying in a spa somewhere with cucumber things over your eyes and
I don't
that-
remember that being the case, but it was
Because
a good,
that's-
but it was a good day.
Because that's what I'm kind of thinking. That's what I'm thinking. That sounds.
That's what it felt like. And I don't think I've ever actually been lying in a spa with cucumbers over my eyes, but that's what I imagine it felt like.
Okay.
It was good. It was good.
All right.
It was good. And the Creature Comforts just seems to hit the right notes with what they're trying to do. And that's why their beers are growing so fast. That's why they're getting that kind of recognition. That's why they made it into a Marvel movie. I mean, their beers are really good. And they're starting to be available a lot more places too.
Well, they exploded into Greenville.
Oh, yeah.
They exploded into Greenville.
Yeah, they hit Greenville and they were, within 2
September.
weeks, they were in every tap room.
Yeah, in like September of last year.
Yeah.
It was-
And we obviously never went and did any exploration or brought any of that beer back. That would be against the law. But somehow everyone in Greenville heard about Creature Comforts.
Well, their first big thing was there's an event in Greenville called Fall for Greenville, which we call Fall on Greenville.
Or fall down for Greenville.
Yeah, Fall down for Green, whatever funny thing you can talk about. But Barley's, that's what they served.
Yeah,
For-
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first big
Yeah.
thing.
And I'm sure Barley's is where it landed because that's where most of these beers do.
Yeah,
And that's part and parcel of their being 20 years old in this town almost now.
right.
And leading the charge as far as craft beer. So, happily being able to find things like that and being able to include it in what we did here, because I eyeballed this, the very first beer before we started today, and this is probably going to be our last, and we finally made it around.
This is, there's no probably about it. This
No,
was our last
well, we
beer
did
of the
make
day.
it around. So,
Yeah,
there
this
you
is
go.
our last beer of the day.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, let's set these people on their way.
All right.
Russ. We brought James in. I think that's all we can do.
I mean, if we made this segment special,
Right.
as
They'll remember this.
so damn lucky. See you next time.